What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at an awesome shoutcast from my buddy Stop Alcatraz. So thank you so much for submitting these battles to us, man. We're going to be taking a look at Solgaleo in the Master League. Now, it's not completely XL. He told me it's only about level 48.5. And it's not a hundo, so it's you know, it's work in progress. But he wanted to play it, figured it was high enough. We got a shiny Rayquaza in the lead and a Landorus Therian form in the back. Let's take a look at these battles. And my friends, if you would like to submit some battles to the channel for shoutcasting, you can do so by checking out the link in the description and the pinned comment. We see a great lead in the beginning and a core-breaking, shattering counter swap into the Solgaleo to meet the Dialga save swap. Rayquaza is going to just need to lock down this Kyogre and not give it too much farm in order to avoid a situation where it has to deal with a blizzard or thunder or something. Rayquaza is still fairly squishy. Thunder doing quite a bit of damage to this Solgaleo, but that's okay because it still resists the Dragon Breaths, and the Psychic Fangs and the Fire Spins are adding up. The opponent now shielding Psychic Fangs or Dialga in shambles. And here comes another Psychic Fangs. This Dialga is now going to know the true meaning of pain. They're going to have to shield this again. They shield twice. The opponent goes down 2 shields, but Solgaleo says, nah, I'm sticking around for just a little bit longer. And they are going to... Are you going to be able to take... Dude, it wins the 0-1 shields. That is nuts. And the opponent is still going to have to deal with, I think, a Psychic Fangs. Yep, there's one loaded now. So the Kyogre comes in, gets the 1-turn desync. Unfortunately, doesn't look like they got to surf through like they're supposed to. So the opponent now has no shields left, has the alignment that they hate, and they are staying in with this Kyogre against Rayquaza. They are core broken. Nope, they're not core broken. There's a freaking Togekiss back there. All right, that was an interesting farm up. But anyway, opponent is going to be met by the Landorus, and all we need to do here is get to 2 Stone Edges to take out this Togekiss, and then Rayquaza's got the move ready to go. Look, at you can probably just mud-shot this thing down at this point. No, I'm going to go for a completely undercharged superpower. Stop Alcatraz looking to get as much farm away from this Kyogre as possible by debuffing himself. Going to go for this superpower now to try and do some chip damage, and Rayquaza just simply needs to go for the breaking swipe that's got stored, but doesn't even need to do that because that's a good game. Well played. I didn't think I would do enough damage after the debuff, to be honest. Pretty decent lead here in the next game. We've got a excuse me, we've got a Ho-Oh on the lead, and this Rayquaza is rocking Ancient Power, and both of them go a little bit past that first charge move for the Ho-Oh, not really willing to give the Ho-Oh a free move, but no one ever shields the Ancient Power off of Rayquaza. One shield goes down, the Ho-Oh is going to get taken out, and that is going to be Solgaleo's hardest counter gone. Now we're going to see a Therian Landorus come in against this Dialga as the safe swap, and we're going to see it launch off superpowers. The opponent's Dialga could swap out at any time here, so you have to wonder if they're weak in the back as well to the Landorus. Now, this shield is going to go up against Siren Head. Stop Alcatraz is now shieldless. Groudon comes in. That's not really what I would call a core breaker to this, I guess. I mean, you have to go for fire punches, I suppose. It's not exactly a great matchup, though, but you're going to see this Landorus is going to continue to... Is that a shiny Landorus? Goodness me. I think I may have picked the wrong GIF. And if I change it now, it's going to get huge. All right? You're going to see something comical on the screen right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to change this because I respect the shinies, okay? We respect these shinies. Groudon is just going to be landing fire punches. This is going to be just a pretty miserable matchup for the Groudon as it just gets farmed down. And we're going to see the Dialga come back in here. And now we're going to find out how big Landorus is going to be on the screen because I'm pretty sure it's a shiny. Yep. Oh, yes, you bet it's a shiny. Look at how big it is. It's gigantic. Oh my goodness, hold on, we gotta fix, goodness gracious, he's taking up the whole screen. Solgaleo's gonna come in and finish this battle off as Landorus just looms over the whole screen. I'm missing the transition, oh no. If y'all ain't ever say this is interesting, look, he's just floating there up on top there. Oh my goodness, all right. We're gonna get a good matchup here with this Therian Landorus coming into the... Oh, that's such a nice gift too. I love it. I love the shinies because they have such good quality compared to some of the more pixely ones. So I'm happy now that that's on my screen. Anyway, back to the shoutcast. Dude, I take these in one take. I don't edit them. You guys get what you get. If I'm like 5 minutes plus into a shoutcast and I find something wrong with the overlay, I'm either going to completely ignore it or y'all are going to let me fix it in the middle of the video and you just have to deal with it, all right? So, Superpower is going to take out that Landorus, right? We saw Kyogre leave. That's what the deal was. Going to go for the breaking swipe here just to guarantee that there's absolutely no chance that Solgaleo has a problem against this thing. So Solgaleo now is going to come in and leave the Dialga in shambles. The opponent can basically top left at this point because despite only having access to resisted charge moves here, the Fire Fangs and, I mean, honestly, even the Psychic Fangs does a fair amount of damage considering it's resistant and a little tiny chip move. So I like this. Solgaleo is actually really cool. It's one of the ones, I want to finish my Zarude first, but I certainly wouldn't mind having Solgaleo might. Oh, looking at the opponent there. All right, Alcatraz here has made a really big brain play, letting the Dialga farm even more so that their Kyogre does not get any extra farm, preventing it from reaching a potential Blizzard or anything against the Rayquaza. Psychic Fangs will get the shield, the opponent fearing for their lives. Kyogre is not going to be able to take this game at this point due to not having as much farm. They can bait surf all the live long day if they want to. This breaking swipe is going to make this a miserable thing. The opponent gonna go down after the next breaking swipe because it just does that much damage. The opponent decides to concede, and that is a good game. Well played, man. I love when we see high level plays like that because it just makes it, you know, you never really think about it in the battle, but it's like when you do it and it pays off and you're just like, man, that was amazing. So the opponent goes for the potential Stone Edge here right off the bat, trying to threaten the shield off the Rayquaza, and Alcatraz trying to throw with good timing, make sure that he can get this breaking swipe off after this move goes through. So Alcatraz looking to get this, oh my goodness, I can't speak. Getting the Landorus out of here, a big problem for the Solgaleo, and then we're going to come in with the Landorus to try and get this Dialga out of here. And here's the thing with the Dialgas, though, is when you come in with the Landorus, they know you have to throw the superpowers and debuff. So they actually can just shield once, and then now they just win this matchup pretty much. They shield that first superpower. Yes, the second one hurts, but after that debuff, it's not going to be fun. But guess what? Now the Solgaleo gets to come in, and it gets to start farming, boy. And the thing is once the opponent has nothing left on their team other than the one Pokemon, they are, ooh, it's a Yveltal, interesting. Okay, so the opponent makes a swap immediately so that they don't get farmed down, which is a very good tactic, my friends. If you are ever playing in the Go Battle League and you are down in that kind of position where you have two Pokemon left, and you have one in the back that's healthy, and you have another one that's out, and you will not be getting to another charge move with the one that's currently out, it's typically good to swap in order to prevent the opponent from just completely farming down the Pokemon that's on the field so that they don't have any extra energy going into the next matchup. So that and more on my Metafy if y'all are looking for coaching. Both myself and Alcatraz, I don't have his link to his coaching, but I believe he's also on Metafy. So if you're looking for him, you can look for him there as well. Both of us are excellent coaches. I mean, everyone on Metafy is excellent in my opinion. I have opinions on the styles of some of them, but everybody does the job very nicely. And in my opinion, you just go with whoever you jive with the most. You know, if you like me, love it. If you like someone else, also love it. That's okay. I just want everyone to get the coaching that they feel they need. Going for a possible undercharge, trying to get that farm down. Unfortunately, not going to get it, but definitely going to get to the Stone Edge before the opponent's going to be able to get to a move. I can't believe what I'm saying. We're going to bait with a superpower. The opponent shields it up, and then we're going to go for the Stone Edge. The opponent tries to catch. They farm down and snipe with the Dialga. Solgaleo comes in and is going to start going to town on this Dialga before they're going to be able to get to their charge move. And there's nothing this Dialga can do at this point. We've seen even how much a Draco Meteor does. It does maybe half. And that's a lot considering it's a resisted Draco Meteor. So we're going to see what happens here. Rayquaza just needs to get to an Ancient Power, but the Ho-Oh has a lot of energy stored. I think it's got like 4, 5 Insurance worth of energy, but Rayquaza is going to come in and get the full farm down, and all Rayquaza has to do is get to a move. Is this Ho-Oh going to do enough damage to KO? I don't know, but we're going to find out right now. Brave Bird is enough. No, it's not. They're going to get to the Ancient Power with... Whoa! That was a close game. All right, hold up. All right. Oh, I don't have my rewind button. That was insane, dude. That was insane. Living with 1 HP in a dream to get to the Ancient Power and take out the debuffed Ho-Oh that it wouldn't have KO'd otherwise. We see a Shadow Mewtwo in the lead in the next game, and the Mewtwo's tend to go for their move right before the opponents get to the Breaking Swipe, so I am not surprised to see this here, and the shield is very good. Side Strike will get the shield, and then with good timing, you go for the Breaking Swipe. It's always a hard decision to make, right? Do you go for the Breaking Swipe immediately and give them a full free move, or do you go for good timing and allow them to get the first move through? Either way, I think a Shadow Mewtwo you're probably going to shield because it does a lot of damage. So, Dialga swaps in, and Rayquaza is able to hang on just long enough to get to the Breaking Swipe before it gets KO'd during the charge move, and Solgaleo is going to come in to make this Dialga miserable. Dialga's on every team, dude, except mine because I don't have one yet. So that's going to lower the defense of the Dialga, and Solgaleo could probably just fully farm down here. The opponent definitely knows they have to go for the Draco Meteor or the Thunder here. So Draco Meteor is going to come through, and every time it does the switch, I never get to see the damage change on the man. Oh, visual glitches suck. All right, Yveltal, this is not that bad. You got neutral damage with the superpower, and the Stone Edge is going to do super effective. You got to go for the Stone Edge. Opponent shields it up, knowing that they're going to have to take shield it up. And now you have to worry about the Dark Pulses. Do you shield the first? They're going for Oblivion. Dude, the animation is so cool. Did you guys see that? Did you see it? I have a Hundo Yveltal waiting for the XLs and the Elite TM. I am so ready. And yes, I will have already gotten it probably by the time you see this, because Go Fest will have been long past. Again, because I'm going on vacation, I had to pre-record several of my videos for the last couple of weeks. You guys have probably been seeing pre-recorded stuff. So I would love, I love that animation. That animation is so sick. And we're going for the Psychic Fangs. Even though the opponent takes double resisted damage from it, it should be enough to take out this Yveltal. And that is a good game. Well played. All right, we got the next game. We have a Terrakion on the lead. An interesting little core breaker here. We're looking to go for the Breaking Swipe first. And at that point, I think that you're looking pretty good because they do get to a Rock Slide here. But with the attack drop, nope, I'm going to shield anyway. I don't actually know how much damage this does, but I know Terrakion is definitely a... it gets to those Rock Slides super quick. It's like a Cobalion. In this lead, I think it's a better... it's like having Cobalion in Master League because they have similar weaknesses, sort of. The Steel versus Rock. But because it gets to a higher CP, it's actually usable. Oh, this is a miserable matchup. Oh my goodness. Yep. So Solgaleo is just kind of stuck in the just demise of its own making here. Unfortunately, Giratina Origin and just Giratina in general is just... it's just miserable. It's doing super effective damage on all fronts, and all you're going to be able to do here is take the defense down. Now, thankfully, this does provide Rayquaza with a solid opportunity to get a nice big farm down. However, the opponent has overloaded on energy very smartly to prevent this Rayquaza from fully getting the farm down without having to spend their final shield. So Shadow Ball is going to come through, and the opponent is now up 2-0 shields, and this is very dangerous. What's the last Pokemon? It is a Rayquaza. There is a chance here, folks. This Rayquaza is loaded on energy, and it's a shiny Rayquaza battle. This Rayquaza is definitely going to have to throw their move here because the Stop Alcatraz's Rayquaza was ready to throw that Breaking Swipe at a moment's notice. Now, we have to see how this matchup plays out. I think you have to bait with the Superpower and then go for the Stone Edge, and I don't know if Stop Alcatraz is going to be able to get there. Let's find out. Rayquaza is going to throw the Breaking Swipe. Do we get to this move? Superpower is going to have to come out as the bait. No, he's going to go for it. Now, does the Therian Landorus... is that win CMP, or we think the Rayquaza needs one more move? Do you go for the Stone Edge with good timing? The Stone Edge is going to come through, getting that one extra damage from the Mud Shot. Is it going to be enough? Absolutely it is. Rayquaza goes down, and that is a good game. Well played. Rayquaza is going to get met with a Togekiss in the next game. Terrible lead. You have to pivot out into the Landorus to try and get the opponent to force out. They're probably going to go before they take this Stone Edge, so very smartly holding on to his energy here. The opponent would have ended up having to take a Stone Edge on their Giratina regardless, but at least they have kept their Togekiss safe for now. We're going to see how well that works out later in the match, though. If Solgaleo gets locked onto that Togekiss, that is going to be a miserable matchup for it. So Stone Edge number 2 gets the shield off of this Giratina, and Fat Six-Legged Tina... it's going to be a running joke. I'm never going to let him live it down now. That was just, it's so good. The Giratina is going to have to throw their energy here, and that is once again going to allow the Rayquaza to get to a nice farm down here, hopefully, without taking too many Dragon Claws from this Giratina. We do have to be careful because they do come out very quickly when the Giratina is running Shadow Claw, even though it doesn't do a whole ton of damage. Oh, that Togekiss comes in to the worst possible matchup of its life. Now the opponent is locked into this matchup. They have energy. You got to shield up a potential flamethrower for sure, but now the... Oh, it's a Dazzling Gleam. This person is not even running... Excuse me. They're not even running Flamethrower, which I always thought that was like a staple thing. So Iron Head one-shots the rest of that Togekiss, and we've got enough energy to go immediately for a Psychic Fangs. Once again, Giratina is a miserable matchup for Solgaleo, but when you have this much of an HP difference, and it doesn't matter, you're going to go for a potential shield on the Shadow Sneak, which the Shadow Sneak is. We're going to go for the farm down. No, Dialga comes in. Dialga is going to be met with a Psychic Fangs as soon as it swaps in to lower its defense, and I don't know if this is going to be enough HP to deal with this. If I don't know if it's gonna be enough HP to deal with this Dialga. This Dialga is loading up on energy now with the Dragon Breaths. You are gonna have to look to possibly catch a move or something. Psychic Fangs is gonna come through. This Iron Head is gonna be enough to KO. We've seen how much damage this does. It's a Thunder. The opponent's forced to go for the Thunder. Now we say Rayquaza come in. Rayquaza is gonna immediately fire off this Breaking Swipe. The opponent's Giratina has almost no energy remaining. How much damage? Dude, they do so much damage. Oh no, he almost made it. Oh, that's a heartbreaking loss. Well played, buddy. That's a good game. Dragonite in the next game. Fairly neutral, but not great matchup for either side, as Rayquaza and Dragonite both rip into each other, and then the opponent's Dragonite usually likes to swap out, but it looks like they may have CMP'd instead, trying to force shields off of each other in the early game here. So we're going to now see, after the attack drops, Alcatraz is going to take a shield advantage and let his Rayquaza bite the dust, but Rayquaza is going to hold on just long enough to get one Dragon Tail off here, and then we're going to see the Solgaleo come in and start doing super effective damage with that Fire Spin. And the Psychic Fangs are going to make that Fire Spin add up, and there is nothing that this going to shield a potential Thunderbolt. I respect it, but it's just the superpower. You know, I imagine that the superpower probably is not going to be very, very nice for Alcatraz's Solgaleo to take. So that shield actually makes a lot of sense to me, because now the superpowers don't do too much. The opponent can only get to 2 more here, and they know it, so they're going to have to throw them off right away. And superpower, look at that, laughable little amount of damage after those debuffs, but that's okay. Next, we're going to see the Dragonite come in, but because Dragonite has no energy, it's not going to be able to do anything against the Solgaleo but eat these Psychic Fangs, and one more Psychic Fangs would be enough to KO. Alcatraz is overloading on energy just by a bit to try and get to that next Psychic Fangs before the opponent's Dragonite can get to a move. And here comes Kyogre, the last Pokemon remaining. It cannot swap out to clear these debuffs, and now this is just a miserable matchup. Landorus is going to come in to do as much damage as it possibly can. The opponent's going to go for this Surf. Alcatraz knows all he needs to do is get that Stone Edge and then possibly just a superpower, but hopefully going to try to aim for 2 Stone Edges, as I think he can get there before the opponent gets to another Surf. Stone Edge number 1 gets the shield, and we're looking to reach for the next Stone Edge just in time in the middle of the final waterfall that would KO the Landorus. This Stone Edge is going to go off and KO the Kyogre, and that's going to be a good game. Well played. Getting into the next battle here, we've got Heatran on the lead, which is a fairly neutral-ish matchup. They both do resisted damage with their moves, but thankfully, because of how quickly the Breaking Swipes come out, Rayquaza does have a slight advantage, plus having Ancient Power definitely helps, because you're going to be able to do neutral damage back to this Heatran instead of all resisted. Now, we're going to see a shield come up to block a potential Stone Edge, but the opponent baits with the Magnet Storm, and now they are going to go back to a farm off here where the the Rayquaza is going to go for this Ancient Power and look to take out the Heatran, and now down to shield, in comes Zacian. We're going to see Landorus come in, typically a good answer to the Zacian, because it usually walls both of the nuke moves, and player up is only neutral, and we're not going to care because the opponent swaps into the Palkia, and that is going to mean that Solgaleo is going to be up against the Zacian, and that very well could be a nice matchup for it, as it has the Iron Head to do super effective damage back and can grind out that matchup really nicely. So we're going to see how Alcatraz decides to handle the situation. Palkia shields that up, and now we're going to see Stop Alcatraz throw another superpower to do some chip damage into this Landorus, and that is going to be able to put the Palkia down into a range where Rayquaza could probably farm it down, but no, there's a Draco Meteor coming because that Palkia definitely has the energy for it at this point. Draco Meteor takes out that Rayquaza, and now we're going to see Zacian come in, and now we're going to see, wow, does that Iron Head one-shot? Wow, well, now it will. The opponent does not go for Play Rough here. Iron Head definitely one-shots at this point. Yep, close combat's going to go and do some damage to the Solgaleo. I bet he could take 2, honestly, with that. But the Iron Shot one-shots. Iron Head one-shots. And now we have to see, can Stop Alcatraz get to the move? No, is this an Aqua Tail? It has to be an Aqua Tail. Is it going to be enough to KO? I don't think it is. Aqua Tail is not going to do enough damage. Psychic Fangs will come through, and it's going to take out the Palkia, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Into this final game, I totally missed the transition, but whatever, it's fine. Heatran on the lead once again. We're going to see Rayquaza probably do the same thing as before. We're going to see him go for Ancient Powers and try to do some damage to the Heatran, and then afterwards, we're going to probably see the same thing as last time where we saw them go for the Magma Storm bait. It very seems like... I can't speak, dude. I'm losing it. My mouth is going to shambles here. Stone Edge actually comes through, not a bait. The opponent safe swaps into Kyurem, and we see Alcatraz bank the move and then come in with the Solgaleo, able to resist all the damage, and even though the opponent's going to be going for Glaciate to lower the attack, Solgaleo can go either for an Iron Head for the KO or go for the Psychic Fangs to lower the defense right back. We see him go for the Iron Head. That is going to KO, and now we're going to see Heatran come in, and honestly, they could probably darn near farm this thing down. But nope, we're going to see them go for the moves here because Heatran does have to respect the fact that Psychic Fangs exists, and honestly, you don't want to give too much energy to Solgaleo because we've seen it mow through so many things. So we got to see another Palkia come in. Oh my goodness, another freaking Palkia. Okay, I wish I had a Palkia. I don't have a Dialga, I don't have Palkia, and I don't have Zacian. But I have to wait for him to come back in the race. That's the only choice I got. Stay hydrated, everybody. Drink your water. All right, so now we have to see, can Landorus get to a Stone Edge to take out this Palkia? I think that's about the only prayer it's going to have. Or he's going to go straight for the superpower and must know that that's going to be enough damage. That looked like a CMP tie to me, and we're going to see how much damage superpower does. It will take out the Palkia, and Heatran is going to come in. Is it going to get to a move? No, it's going to get to that superpower right before Heatran's going to get to the Magma Storm that would KO, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Might have noticed some editing. I had to do a couple of takes to split it up, so sorry if there was any inconsistencies near the end there, but awesome gameplay from my buddy Stop Alcatraz. As you guys know, he was a former #1 in the world player, and I've done a couple videos with him, and he is an awesome guy, awesome coach, awesome just dude in general. So if y'all haven't done it, check him out on Twitch. He does stream once in a while. I'll try to remember to drop his channel link in the description here. And that's it. It's gonna be a good game. All right, good. No, yep, the brain's gone. We got to stop. All right, y'all have a good one. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.